found some remains when we were flying our drone.
Breaking news, a potential break in a case that rocked the nation.
We are here to seek justice for Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia.
Travis Decker, the man accused of murdering his 3 little girls, likely found dead.
I'm so thankful for the time that I had with the girls.
109 days searching, looking for answers.
We hope this brings to closure.
Now, finally, one step closer to closure. And yes, that closure inching closer for anyone who knew and loved these 3 young girls, 9-year-old Peyton, 8-year-old Olivia, and 5-year-old Evelyn. Their father and suspected killer now likely found dead. The Chelan County Sheriff telling KIRO7 they believe they have his remains. This, the first potential sighting of Decker since May. This doorbell camera, the last time he was seen alive before he picked up his daughters for a scheduled visitation that they would never return from. Their bodies were found at a campground outside Leavenworth, and for 3.5 months, search crews have been scouring the area, team after team, agency after agency, hoping they would find him dead or alive. The terrain, though, presenting its own challenges, a remote, heavily forested place. 2 sheriff's departments and multiple federal agencies teaming up now to tackle the terrain to come to this moment. Thank you for joining us at 11. I'm Elle Thomas. Now, we are still waiting for a positive confirmation on those remains. They were found not far from the girls' bodies and the crime scene at the Rock Island campground. The remains found nearby there at the Grindstone Mountain. They have been sent for testing. Let's get to KIRO7's Samantha Lomibao joining us live now from Leavenworth. So, Samantha, you heard from Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison earlier tonight. Did he say why they believe these remains are Decker's?
The Chelan County Sheriff says they found items they believe belong to Travis Decker next to those remains just about 16 miles west of where we are now on a remote area of Grindstone Mountain. Take a look. Here's a better look at some daytime video of the terrain the sheriff's office has been searching over the past few months and where we've been reporting. The sheriff says there's still DNA testing to be done to confirm this is Travis Decker. But here's what they did find. Deputies say they discovered clothing similar to what Decker was wearing when he was last seen, along with personal items believed to be his in a very decomposed body. Here's what Sheriff Mike Morrison had to say about the discovery.
We're able to get a on-the-ground confirmation they were human remains. We've since collected some items from that and sending it out to Washington State Patrol's crime lab to see if we can get DNA confirmation if it is Mr. Decker.
The sheriff says they've been in contact with the Decker family and are asking for privacy and, of course, some respect at this time. Now, these remains, like you mentioned, were not found far off from where the bodies of his 3 daughters were found here at a campground outside of Leavenworth. Now, how law enforcement, after all these months, were finally able to track down those remains, I'll have that for you in just about 15 minutes. Live in Leavenworth, Samantha Lomibao, KIRO7 News.
A case that has captivated the country, and a lot of people want answers. Samantha, thank you. Now, the search for Decker has been long, and it's been heartbreaking. On May 30th, Decker took his 3 daughters for their first scheduled visitation with him. Just days later, on June 2nd, their bodies were discovered, and Decker was officially declared missing. And then after June 2nd, a full-force operation began. For 2 weeks, crews launched multiple touch-and-go searches. But the last major update came August 25th, when the FBI was brought in to revisit that search area. The FBI found a handful of evidence and bones. Those turned out not to be human. So, in all, there have been major searches focused on that area 3 times surrounding the campground. Decker, the sole target in all of this. At the crime scene, his blood was found on the tailgate of a truck alongside some of his personal items. And his DNA alone was found on the plastic bags and zip ties that were on the girls' bodies. The sheriff hoping today's potential discovery will bring the family closure. Sheriff Morrison telling us he has spoken with Whitney, the girls' mother. The last time we heard from her was at a vigil in June.
I'm so thankful for the time that I had with the girls. And how the 3 feelings allowed us to connect when the world slowed down.
We have reached out to Whitney's attorney. So far, we haven't heard back. Now, this case has had a lot of twists and turns over the last few months. We've compiled our coverage on everything from the last memorial for the Decker girls to details about Decker's life after military service. You can find all of it on KIRO7.com. And we also have a link posted to their mother's GoFundMe page, which has now amassed $1.28 million in donations. And we have seen more and more donations coming in once again, many many just within the last 40 minutes. We will continue our coverage from Leavenworth in about 10 minutes here. Also happening right now, a major fire response in Seattle. You are taking a live look at cameras on 20th Avenue Southwest and Southwest Henderson Street. We've been following this for about 30 minutes now. We're still waiting for details from Seattle Fire, but for now, they are saying avoid that area if you can. And our other top story tonight, officials are still tight-lipped about the 4 people on board a helicopter that crashed in Thurston County last night. More than 24 hours later, we don't know if anyone survived. Jason Sloss spent the day in Thurston County trying to get those answers.
A military investigation underway in Thurston County. The U.S. Army says an MH-60 Black Hawk helicopter, like the one seen here, had an aviation mishap in a rural area near JBLM and Summit Lake around 9 Wednesday night. The Army confirms 4 service members assigned to the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment were on board. People who live at the lake say they often see military aircraft flying by. But Bob Delaney says he noticed something unusual about a helicopter he spotted just before the crash.
It was a single one. Normally they're flying 2s and 3s. This was a single one, and it was flying in a different pattern.
He says the helicopter went out of sight. Then moments later, he heard something in the distance.
I heard a sound, and that's all I can tell you. It wasn't a crash. It wasn't. It was a muffled kind of a thud. I didn't think much of it. Then about an hour later, I started seeing other helicopters flying around, and they were obviously looking for something. They had a spotlight out. And
Thurston County Sheriff's deputies responded and located the crash site. They started a rescue effort but had to hold off because of a fire that made those operations too dangerous. Delaney said he had no idea there was a crash but was concerned about the heavy smoke in the area.
So I took a drive up there, took my quad up and met up with some military folks up there. And they weren't happy, and they didn't want me to go by, and I didn't. So that was the end of it.
Jason Sloss, KIRO7 News.
A small crash scare at the Toledo airport today. A plane whipped up by wind while preparing for takeoff. Wound up right there in the tree line, you can see. Thankfully, the pilot was not hurt, and the plane had just minor damage. But rain throwing a bit of a kink in WashDOT's big close of summer construction plans for this weekend. The agency now adapting some serious closures to hopefully make the most of the dry times. So the most important note here is the big 2-week closure of I-90 lanes between Mercer Island and Bellevue Way. That is still happening. In fact, it's happening right now. 1 lane eastbound has been closed to set up the work zone. This is all to replace the East Channel Bridge modular expansion joint. In the middle of that closure, the eastbound East Mercer Way on-ramp also now closed for the next 6 to 8 days. This is also to replace an expansion joint, but will only run half of the total project time. Now on I-90 near Issaquah, the eastbound 2-lane closures going on right now as well. They are installing traffic, continuing loops in the pavement. And this is the one changing the most because of the weather. So listen to this right now. Westbound I-90 around State Route 18. 1 lane will still close tomorrow night, but WashDOT is having to shift the work zone.
My bad.
Yep, your bad. Let's get over to meteorologist Nick Allard because we know, Nick, construction and rain do not play nice.
No, there's going to be some pretty decent rain overnight Saturday and into early Sunday, then really limited showers for Sunday, but you will have some. Here's the waterfront park camera at Seattle Aquarium. Been a really nice day. We had temperatures getting into the 70s today for most of the area. Your pinpoint storm tracker mainly clear now, and I bring that up because you should wake up to mainly clear conditions, except where some patchy fog will settle in, and we'll look at that coming up. And you can see we do have some activity way in the Gulf of Alaska, and this is going to eventually push through, but we don't really feel it until late Saturday. So tomorrow it's more like just some sunshine, again, maybe some patchy fog or low clouds to start the day. During the day Saturday, we should have a nice window of sunshine. And then we'll see rainy and breezy weather developing at night and then quickly turning to showers early on Sunday. I will walk you through the timing hour by hour coming up.
Some disturbing allegations against a local bikini barista owner. It claims he was forcing employees into sex acts to both get and keep their jobs. And that's not all. The state attorney general is going after Jonathan Tagle, claiming 12 years of improper practices. Sex favors, as mentioned, groping in the workplace, retaliation for rejected sexual harassment, plus failing to pay minimum wage and withholding tips. Attorney General Nick Brown sent a statement saying, quote, "Protecting worker rights is one of my top priorities as Attorney General. That includes making sure no one trying to earn a living is treated in such a demeaning and exploitative way as the women were in this case," end quote. We also reached out to Tagle for comment. We have not heard back. Well, new tonight, Issaquah police officers involved in a shooting this afternoon. Officers were at an apartment complex on Front Street as part of a mental health crisis. The situation got physical and the suspect was shot in the leg. He is expected to survive. An independent agency is taking over that investigation. And go ahead, take a look at your screen right now. Renton police need your help identifying this teen, the fourth person wanted for an assault this week. Police say he's part of the group who attacked a woman at a transit center. 2 people were arrested Monday. A third was arrested this afternoon. Plus, new video tonight showing deputies cornering an assault suspect out of Sultan yesterday.
You drop your hands, I'm going to shoot you.
So the shooting happened in Snohomish County. Deputies found a man shot in the leg. The suspect was already gone and had made his way to King County. Well, the King County Sheriff's Office helped track that suspect down and ultimately arrested him. Now to the latest in the tense back and forth between Tacoma Public Schools, teachers, and parents at Jeannie Reed Elementary. Parents say they're fed up after the district did not notify them about a scary situation happening right off campus. Here's KIRO7's Madeline Ottley.
And it's like, okay, why isn't my school notifying me that this is happening so that way we can address it appropriately?
A problem in the pickup line ending with a punch here outside Jeannie Reed Elementary.
It's so crazy.
Police say someone possibly homeless was seen approaching cars outside school before starting a fight with a parent. Teachers say the suspect yelled they were going to get their child. PD says the parent punched them and the suspect left. They have not been identified.
If there's some predator walking around looking at kids, like that's frightening.
On Tuesday, police say there was an unrelated fistfight a few blocks from campus. A gun was mentioned but not seen. Parents told KIRO7 the district didn't notify them. They found out from an email sent to staff that week. We spoke to this parent anonymously.
It worries me because at the end of the day, if my child goes to this school, I need to make sure that my child is safe at all times. Parents should have been notified so that they can have more caution walking home and sending their kids to walk home alone.
It's the latest frustration from the school community, which has spoken out about upcoming staff cuts.
Like, there's going to be kids that are going to fall through the cracks, and there's going to be people that are going to miss out on things.
An anonymous district employee says on Friday, around 35 teachers and paraeducators staged a sick-out to protest the cuts. TPS told KIRO7 it deployed staff to fill shortages to keep school going. Madeline Ottley, KIRO7 News.
Still ahead on KIRO7 tonight, keep an eye on the white car. We have new video of a driver who pulls a move straight out of an action movie on the University Bridge. But first, smack talk from 2 quarterback legends. Why the Apple Cup this Saturday is more than just a football rivalry. It's personal. Plus, we're back with our breaking news coverage of Travis Decker, the Chelan County Sheriff, answering what it took to find him this time around.